Hey Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. Today we are taking a look at Baxter Stockman from NECA's Mirage Comics Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line. I believe he was just Target Haulathon first, but should show up at other retailers eventually. I'm pretty sure that's how the rest of the Mirage figures have been, with the exception of a couple of exclusives here and there. But I'm pretty excited, and as you can see, I went ahead and just have the omnibus here and ready because Baxter, Shredder gets all the attention, but Baxter was pretty early on in the Turtles comics. We're getting there. So Shredder was issue 1, right? But they moved on from him pretty quickly and got into other stuff. And right here in, let's see, where are we? So page, oh, here he is. Well, here he is right here. This is all we need to see is, look, there is Baxter Stockman and his Mouser. Which, by the way, I would love for NECA to release a pack of Mousers the way that Super 7 did. We need it. And we, you know what? We also need an April. I know they released in April years ago when they first started doing the comic book Turtles, but we need a new April. Look at Baxter's little, I guess, sweatpants and slippers situation he's got going on over here. I'll be curious to see if the figure has that, because he's using, if you watched my review of Kirby, he is using most of the same parts as Kirby. I'll be curious to see what those feet look like. So, I like the packaging. I've already talked about it plenty. I cannot wait to get Rat King. Very excited about that. Got Casey. I've got the Wanderer, which you can see reviews for both of those here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. Just nice looking packaging. Very solid, very classy. Somebody is mowing the lawn next door. I don't know if you can hear that or not. If you can, what are you going to do? And then the bottom of the box, you've got credits for everybody involved in bringing this piece of art to life. So this line has got me really pumped up as Super 7's Toy Turtles line. Kind of, they just used the Kirby legs. They did not do new ones, which there's no reason to, really. Anyway, as Super 7's toy-based Turtle line seems to be winding down, NECA is stepping in with these Mirage Turtles to scoop up that money from me anyway, because that's my fandom for Ninja Turtles. The toy line and the original comics, like, that's my sweet spot. I was not a fan of the cartoon, and still am not really. I mean, look, don't get me wrong, I watched it because it was Ninja Turtles and it was on TV, but I never really liked the tone of it. It was just not my cup of tea. And then in 2003, they nailed the, well, okay, in 1990, they nailed the formula. And I did. I left the live-action movie out of that. I mean, that is really, in my opinion, the most perfect execution of adapting Ninja Turtles. 2003 cartoon is good, but it's very 2003. And I'm not even sure quite what I mean by that, but it, story-wise, it's adapting those Mirage comics nicely, but it's just not quite perfect in the way that I personally think the 1990 live-action movie is. I cannot believe how many freaking plastic tabs are on this stupid thing. It's madness. So I got into, I've already talked about this in reviews before, but I was big in the comic shops from 80, probably 87-ish. 87, 88 is around the time that I discovered, well, that I started getting Batman comics regularly, and that I discovered Uncanny X-Men. and I found out, and I will tell you this right now, I don't remember how I found this out. But somehow or other, I found out, well, if you want to make sure you get every issue of a comic book, then you got to go to a comic shop, because you can't take a chance on Kroger or wherever you're getting your comics getting every single issue, or you getting there in time to get every single issue. It's just not, it's not a reasonable expectation. So you're either going to have to deal with just taking what you can get and missing an issue from time to time, or you got to figure something else out. And I guess probably what happened is, in driving around, this is not going to mean anything to anybody. Look at that neck. Look how great that neck is. Hang on. This isn't going to mean anything to anybody outside of Georgia, but Gwinnett Place Mall in the 80s and 90s was the spot for me anyway. And probably just in driving around with my mom, or riding around with my mom, probably saw Titan Games and Comics and was like, comics, what does that mean? And that's where I started getting comic books. Okay, so you can see the neck, the base is under the collar here, and it's a point of articulation. It's a ball joint, and then the head, really, really nicely done. Great portrait with that kind of menacing smile. He was really, really creepy in those Mirage comics. He was, I don't know, just misogynistic, creepy weirdo. Just absolutely. So we've got a sort of ball joint here, and I'm going to have to figure out how to rotate that just a little bit, because you can see the pivot isn't oriented quite right. So I'm not going to do it right here in the video. I just wanted to see if I could maybe get it moved a little bit while I'm talking. I'll mess with that later. I'm not going to worry about it right now. But anyway, that can be turned and oriented forward, so that foot will be more correct. Everything feels good. Plastic feels good. He's got the weird double jointed elbows that NECA does, that I feel like should bother me more than they do, because they look really weird, but also they don't. I don't know. I don't know what my relationship is with those elbows. Everything else, he's got a soft plastic sweater that allows for torso movement. Really nice articulation there. Not going to get a whole lot out of the hips. He's not going to be able to sit down. But, you know, this is a different... I don't have any vehicles to put Baxter Stockman in, so I'm not super worried about that. Knee joints are a little scarier than any, because you can see this one does not want to close all the way or move all the way forward, however you... There we go. Got it. Excellent. All right, so there is our evil little scientific genius Baxter Stockman. Hair sculpt looks great. Nice paint to bring out that detail. Glasses look really good. No lenses in them, which is always a weird thing, but also, you know, what are you going to do? Okay, let's stand him over here. He may not stand up with that joint oriented the way it is. Come on. Nope, not quite moving. All right, let's just put him over here for now. There he goes. And take a look at his wonderful accessories. We'll start with the mouser. Same as the one we've gotten before. That came with Splinter, I think. Really nice articulation. Lots of fine detail there. You wouldn't necessarily expect ankle and knee joints in something like this. I mean, let's be honest, this could have been a slug, and it would have been fine. But lots of articulation. Of course, the mouth opens up. Tons of detail in there, paint and sculpt. which, you know, going back and reading the comic, these things were scary. They were definitely like something out of a horror movie, and they ruined the turtles' lives for sure. So I would love to see like a 10-pack of these, honestly. Because if you can include this Mouser with a $37.99 figure, then I think you can do 10 of these for $37.99 maybe, right? So he looks great, or it looks great rather. We've got a computer. Now, this is what computers looked like when I was growing up. Our first computer in the house. This is it. Look at the port back here on the back. Fantastic detail. I love this. I don't know what I'm going to do with it because I don't have a desk or anything to put it on, but this is great. This is a great little piece of, not just a great little accessory, but a great little piece of history. And this was a super advanced computer, of course. This is, what is this? Is this a remote? No. I don't want to sit here and read the comic to you. I don't feel like that's the remote for the Mousers, but let's pop back in there and take a look. We'll just look real quick and see if I spot anything that makes it immediately apparent what that is. Look at this, brutal, content warning. Okay. I really do want to find what that little doodad is, though, because it's so specific and so nicely square. Look at this gorgeous art. I mean, this is all independent stuff. This is Eastman and Laird living a dream, and just working, getting this done. All right, so I don't... oh, it is. Okay, here it is. It's a little building. Greetings, citizens of New York. Who I am is not important. Well, not as important as what I am prepared to do. So this is a representation of every corporate headquarters in New York City. He intends to extort $1 billion from the major businesses of New York City. And he's holding hostage every corporate headquarters building in the city. So that's what that is. It's a little model of a corporate headquarters building. And I can appreciate his desire to destroy them all. That's great. Okay, glad we found it. I hope that didn't throw anybody too badly off track time-wise. So here is... I'm going to compare these heads because they look really similar. They look really similar. They're not... they are really similar. They're not the same. Because you can see he's a little more evil in this one. You can see the foreheads, the brows, a little more furrowed. It's subtle, but it's there. I don't know if there's enough of a difference for me to bother wanting to swap them out. And then he's got multiple hands. Hopefully, one of these hands can engage. Yeah, that's what I want. I want him holding that corporate headquarters. Oh, come on. There we go. That right there, I think, is what I'm going to have on the shelf. I just love that. And then he's got the pointing finger, and then a couple of more standard C-grip style hands, because, you have to, right? So there he is. That is Baxter Stockman, the evil genius who does not go on to become a Fly. But what a great alternate scenario that is for the evil scientist. Obviously, but becoming a Fly, that's classic. So I don't take issue with the differences in the Baxter Stockman character that we got in the cartoon and in the toy line. But definitely, this is my Baxter. I'm happy to see him in his evil little face. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about Needless Things. And until next time, buy what you like from those big, evil corporations. Right?
Smash that like button if you like Needless Things.